Hello everyone, morning. So this is the last day of the block work for the foundation. I gave an update last time on where we were. So now, as the beam is gone up, that's the beam here. It's now higher than the middle bits. They're going to raise it so they can get on the same level, so that tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, I'll leave it for a couple of weeks, and then after a couple of weeks we're going to do the finish. That's where we are now. So now they're starting. Let me give you a lot of better view. So that's it done. They come in early in the morning and they put the blocks. You see, they're wetting it first. If it's dry, then you do the concrete. It doesn't really bond, so you need it to kind of bond with it so that it can kind of, like, there's no cracks. And because we are done with the block work already before the beam, you can't, so now that's why we're raising the level. So therefore, that's why one is drier than the other. So it looks like they're back to the setup of before, which is 2 labourers. Oh, there's a mason missing. There were 4 masons, the elder gentleman, but I think he's not here today. Right. So even though the price, we already negotiated the price, because we've added the beam, I'm gonna add like a little extra for them anyway. I don't have to, and he hasn't mentioned it. It's mentioned in bits, but we haven't agreed. But today, for example, I had a balance to give him yesterday, and I didn't give him the whole thing. Guaranteed. If I had given them the balance, there's absolutely no way that this law will be here today, because it's the last day. If I had given them the balance to the work following the beam and this last block work, after the 2 weeks break, I would have turned up and it wouldn't have been done, and there would have been excuses. Believe me. So the thing is, when the work is finished, never ever give the whole thing. In fact, don't give more than a third, and they'll come back and say, oh, but I need money. Like he did. He came back. We predicted it, that he'll come back and say, oh, I need to add a little bit more because I got a funeral or something like that. So the excuses are great, you know. And so I gave him like 1,000, but then there's still majority of it left. He won't turn up every single time. In fact, in all my life, I haven't come across anyone that I've given the money to and done the work. As soon as you give it, excuse, because they'll have other option and they'll go somewhere else, hoping that to come back and do it. So the best way to do it is when you have some job to do. Say you're doing a contract work and they want a little bit start off to pay the workers and stuff like that. Okay, a third. I'll give you a third of the thing. When you finish, I'll give you the rest. If it comes down to it, and after like halfway or 70% of the way, you can tell they work long hours and they need to pay people, then you say, okay, fine. Then you give maybe up to half. Don't go above half, please. Which if you do, it's not going to work. There's absolutely zero chance. Nobody. It happened to me even. I still do the same mistake. You give them the money and then that's it. They go and come back. Oh, so yeah. So be careful. Yeah, that's the thing. If the thing is, yeah, if you come down and something like that happens to you, it's not their fault, it's your fault. I know it's twisted, because really it's the person that kind of took the money and not do the work on time. But in a way, it's your fault because you didn't kind of follow the due diligence. It's just like if you come here and you do your, you go to a mechanics and you leave your car there and you agree what's to be done and you leave the site, forget it. The person that comes down, that needs his work done instantly will be looked after first. Best way, just be there. Simple, or get someone to be there. If you got something to do, come down. They'll sort you out. Else, forget it. It's not gonna work. So just remember that, right? Just remember that. Always make sure that when you're paying or when you're doing any kind of business here, do not give more than half. If you give more than half, forget it. And at the foundation, I remember when I told you that the guy wanted money to buy the petrol. I wouldn't even find out until I was told that was the kind of norm. Fine, let it be the norm. So I didn't give him half. I gave him some to buy the diesel, and then gave him the rest, and someone went with him. Because every other time, the person won't be here. It's happened so many times. So it's through experience I'm talking about it. Because what happens is, especially the ones that are good, this guy has even got some guy from that building. I don't know if you can see there's a rubble on the far side. That guy's commissioning to do the work. He did this bit that's going to turn into a restaurant here, and he's got other projects going on. So there are people looking for them to kind of do the work, and as they're working, people see the nice job they've done, so they'll pile it on. They're not going to say I won't be available in about 2 weeks, please. They'll say yeah, because I was just speaking to this gentleman here and it looks like he's gone to kind of do some work and come back, which is fine, because obviously he's not the main contractor, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, so yes, just don't do that. If you meet someone that's nice and helpful, just agree the terms. I'll give you a little bit to start with. They always do that because like they kind of pay. He's hired these 4 people on the side to pay them by day. So, and then he's taking the contract, so he wants to pay them. So if he doesn't have the physically doesn't have the money to start off with, then he needs a bit of advance. Then you say to him, okay, you know what, fine, all right, I think I've made that point anyway. So yeah, I'm now deciding that the middle bit, which is the middle bit there, I'm going to do I might leave it as a store, like a little store, and then do some steps over this side. A gentleman did suggest that I used the whole thing for stores, but I created an entrance from the far side, thinking that entrance could lead to this bit here, and also be extra space. Like if I took the far store, then that would be an extra space so that the person can have it. But yeah, I'm also thinking of maybe when I finish casting half and leaving the other half. I'll see how the money goes anyway, but yeah, I can always leave the option. I don't have to do the whole thing. You don't have to pick a project that you can't do. If you need to do a single room, do a single room. No one cares. Your health and your quality of life is what matters. I've achieved my aim already, because the whole point was to kind of secure the place so that, you know, potential double sellers don't come into play. I've done my job now. That's it. So I could leave it like this. Look at this gentleman across the road. Every 1 minute we are a bonum or sand or something like that. There's like loads of them coming from there as well. Yeah. Look, the guy has come, casted the thing over there. Just put the concrete on there, and that's it. For now, it will take a really hardened person to come down and try and buy the land, because he's secured it basically. He's put something there. See, that's his land over there, and he's secured it. He's put that thing over there. So always, I think when you buy the place, try and at least do the wall. I've done the wall, but the wall was hidden behind, see, look, the wall on the far side, all the way around. But the wall was kind of hidden behind the bushes a bit. People are coming down. Someone came down and said, oh yeah, we'd love to. And if he comes down, so they will sell it and then leave it to you to fight. That's what's going to happen. So if you buy the land, just try and do a wall around it. The wall is the best thing. If not, just build something on it. The single room thing, I'm not sure, because even if you put someone in a single room, people just collude with the person. I've seen it happen before. Like the single room guy will just look the other way while they come and sell it and tell you, oh, he didn't know about it. So be smart or be careful. If you buy the land, if you can, add the cost of the wall as part of the land. The land costs, say, 10 cedis. You say, okay, the land costs 20 cedis because I need to do a wall as well. So even if when I done the wall, all the selling point will be is, oh, I've got a piece of land. Look, I've even done wall. How are you gonna know? You're not gonna know. And this is even with the place being registered as well. Yeah. So just if you buy the land, just be careful. Just make sure you do a wall, and then that kind of secure. That's the starting point. Or the look at the wall, how big that is. I could have used that to kind of do this bit. If I had used that to have done this bit, I would have finished. I would have had it secured from time ago. But again, at the time, we thought the wall was the best idea, which kind of helped a bit, because the wall, the way we did the wall, there's no middle bit. The middle bit here I haven't done. So they thought it was part of this land. And so therefore when they came down, this person here said it was part of this land. And that's why it didn't go. Yep. So once the job finishes, I'll give another update as to where the filling comes in, when the sand comes in. I'm gonna add that update so you get to see how they do the filling. We estimate about 5. I think